Hi there, welcome back to the show. Well, Fox News founder, his name is Rupert Murdoch, now under heavy fire today after hinting that President Obama is not a real black president. Of course, it all started on the Twitter when Murdoch shared the following last night. Ben and Candy Carson, terrific. What about a real black president who can properly address the racial divide? And much else. Okay, so Mr. Murdoch has since issued an apology, but that did not stop the Twitter sphere, which is a pretty nice place normally, nor CNN from running with this. Don Lemon opened his show last night saying that Murdoch's tweet is a rather shocking thing to say in the middle of a presidential election. CNN media reporter, his name is Brian Stelter, said, and we quote, kind of tweet that's in a whole other league. This is the kind of thing he's going to have to explain and have to respond to. Others simply called the tweet disgusting. Here is Dr. Carson responding to said tweet on the Situation Room on CNN with Wolf Blitzer.
You believe the president is a real black president, though, right?
I wouldn't even get into such a conversation.
It's a simple question. Is President Obama a real black president?
Well, he's the president and he's black.
So he's a real black president.
Again, you know, we're dealing with semantics. As you know, I'm the last person who wants to play around with semantics and political correctness. You know, Rupert Murdoch said what he said. He apologized because a lot of people took it the wrong way. I think there's so many more important issues to deal with.
I can't understand how Wolf Blitzer got negative points on Jeopardy, but now I think I do. So he kept pressing.
That question.
And pressing.
What a gotcha question there.
Carson's unwillingness to get involved in these petty name-calling fights, something his competition relishes, is one of the things Americans love about the former neurosurgeon. And according to a Bloomberg Politics focus group, the words participants used to describe Ben Carson were deep, thoughtful, intelligent, measured, true to himself, someone you can trust, calm, and a great chef. Is Ben Carson playing this all the right way? I ask you, Higby.
So, yeah, I think he is. I think Ben Carson had the stand-up answer of the entire election when he said, I operate on the one thing that makes somebody who they are, and that's the brain. I think he has completely defeated the race argument, not only because he's black, just because he answers these questions intelligently. But I want to go back to this. PBS Frontline did a comparison of Obama and Romney during the 2012 election, and they said U.S. Representative from Illinois, Bobby Rush, who called Obama an educated fool trying to sort out of caste. Obama is an overeducated, half-white guy from Hawaii with this multicultural background. He's not one of us, meaning he's not a black guy. So, I mean, I don't think Murdoch had anything, you know, racial undertones or offensive undertones or anything like that. Obama's half white, so he's not black, he's not white, he is half and half, okay?
Yeah.
I think that there are several African Americans in this country who would disagree with that, and this has been a constant debate.
There are also several African Americans in this country who voted for him that don't know why they voted for him.
Yeah, would you agree that this is just a stupid conversation to have in general, how black someone is? It happened in the NFL, and I don't want to go into sports too much, but Russell Wilson's the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, won a Super Bowl, almost won a second, and some of his teammates accused him of being not a real black quarterback or not black enough. What the hell does that even mean? I'm sick of this, man.
It's so offensive, but I love the clip of Ben Carson talking about it and just not getting enraged. It showed a great example of how he, unlike Donald Trump or some of the other people in the race, he doesn't go ballistic. He doesn't take offense. Like, who cares? Who cares what Rupert Murdoch thinks about him? He's secure. Ben Carson, I think that's the poll talking about his demeanor, his trustworthiness. He's secure in who he is. He has accomplished more in his life, especially given the circumstances he found himself in as a child. He has accomplished more in his life than any of us will.
He shot his mother.
Shot?
True story. Look it up.
Shot his mother?
He shot his mother, yeah, when he was young.
Ben Carson shot his mother.
See, that's what I'm saying. We
Are
don't
we
know
breaking
enough about
news
this
on here
information.
tonight?
No, this is published. Look it up.
I know he stabbed somebody, but I didn't hear that he shot his mother
stabs
before.
his mother. Excuse me.
That's kind of a big
See,
deal.
I'm already breaking it. Okay. No, well, stabbing your mother's not as.
That's also a big deal.
But bottom line is, there's a lot about Ben Carson that he's not willing to discuss. It's not that he has the demeanor. It's not that he's unwilling to discuss certain things because he doesn't want to get into political correctness.
What doesn't
You're
he want to
running for
discuss?
president.
Give me one example.
Well, he didn't want to answer that question.
That
He doesn't want to
was a
answer
stupid question.
Regardless if
Ask
it's
a
a
stupid
stupid question or
question, get a
not, you're
stupid
running
answer.
for president. You have to have an answer. It could be.
He had an answer.
I am
His
The answer is I'm not getting into these kind of
It doesn't matter.
semantics.
So, but when he was,
He would not go into that swamp.
He doesn't want to get into any swamps. Anytime he's asked about any complicated policy issues, he doesn't want to dive in, and that is the issue with
That's
Ben
not true.
Carson.
He's given a good tax policy. I'm a tax lawyer. Do you know anything about tax law? I mean, when you talk about has he gone into specifics, he's given given a great tax idea. And they're not, a lot of the other candidates are putting forth ideas on this tax issue, and he is. So he's out there on policy.
Before anybody jumps in, and I want you to explain this to me because you seem to be, I'm not going to call you a supporter, but you're a fan.
I'm not a supporter.
All right, I get that. I get that a lot of people like him because he's honest, and he's a good Christian, and he's true to his values. What is his platform? What will he change about this country? I don't know what it is.
He will give an inspiration to people that all the solutions do not come from government. From his personal experience as a child with having a strong relationship with his mother who made him read books, and he's got the idea that opportunity, like his tax plan says, everybody's going to be taxed. So if you're poor, you still get taxed because you're part of society.
I would like to, I'm going to slightly side with Nomi here for a second. I would like to hear more specifics, but we got 375 days, so plenty of time until the election. Anyway, well, another quality voters admire about Dr. Carson is his faith. Here he is talking to our own Steve Malzberg about growing anti-Christian sentiment in this country.
Is there a rising tide of anti-Christian sentiment in this country?
I believe there is. And I don't think most people, if they really stopped and thought about it, would say I'm anti-Christian, but they buy into the PC methodology, and hence they find themselves going with that crowd. I believe that the Congress has a real opportunity now, with the recent ruling on gay marriage, to come out with some legislation that protects the First Amendment rights of the American people.
And you can watch more of Steve Malzberg's one-on-one sit-down with Dr. Ben Carson tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's right after this show. And we always want to know what you think. Who is your pick for the 2016 presidential nomination? Tell us your opinion by going to newsmaxpolls.com. Coming up next, Hillary Clinton flip-flops again.